Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Spider-Man 17 here, back with another review for Army of Darkness. But anyways, in Army of Darkness, what I've never understood about the other Evil Dead movies is that, like, there's no S Smart. Like, when he works at S Smart, he's like, shop smart, shop S Smart. Like, that's never in the first, like, two. So then, like, that's brought in. But anyways, in this movie, he's in the 16th century and he falls out of the sky from to deliver us from the tales of the Deadites, and it kind of like pulls like a reverse opposite of what happened in Evil Dead 2. Is like when everybody's like hail, hail, and they're hailing Ash, but then in this movie they don't even know who the hell he was though, and then he's sitting there and like they capture him and they're like they're poking the Delta or the Oldsmobile anyways, and they're poking it because they don't know what it is, and then basically he gets taken off, and then he's like, well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants, because obviously he doesn't know who Sir Henley the Red is or whatever, and it's always funny when they push that one guy in the pit and like just this fountain of blood just spews out, and it's like the only real amount of blood that's in the movie, in my opinion. I mean, I almost don't even see how it's rated R, probably because they say the F word a couple times, and that's the only reason why it is, in my opinion. But then they shove Ash in there, and then like this one crazy demon looking woman like comes out and like just starts attacking him, and then like Ash just like punches her out, and then they start doing the spikes, and then the other fucked up deadite like comes out of the wall, and like he's like trying to like go up the chain, and like he just like beats the shit out of him like with his leg, and then he finally gets out, and then he's like fuck you, and then he's like, this is my boomstick. And anyways, he uses that, and I always thought, I mean, that's really one of the most iconic lines in the movie, in my opinion. And then he tells Henry the Red to go off because he knows that he'll come back in the future, like near the end of the movie. But anyways, that happens, and then he's sitting there and he's getting like fed by a bunch of women, and probably some stuff I'm not gonna say. And then basically he looks down at his stump that he has, and then he points to the hand because he wants to make a gauntlet out of it, and he's like, that one. But anyways, he gets it, and then he's like, Ruby. And he gets a new gauntlet, and I always like that part. I mean, doesn't use the chainsaw as much, and then basically he has to go get the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, and he goes and tries to find it. Excuse me. Anyways, he goes and tries to find it, and then he's like, nobody told me there was supposed to be 3 books. I came here for 1, but now I got to deal with 3. And I always thought that was funny. One bites his hand, and like this one like just like sucks his arm in there and shit. And I always thought that was interesting. And then he gets it, and then he recites the words wrong, Claudio Rada Necto, or he says some other N word. I mean, nothing racist or anything, but he screws it up a couple times. But anyways, he screwed it up, and then the army of the dead come to get him, and then they're all at the castle. They got to fight him off, and they're a bunch of skeletons. And then I almost forgot to mention there was Evil Ash, and basically he gets like infected, and like there's 2 of them, and then he kills the other Evil Ash. Oh, he kills Evil Ash anyways, and throws him in the dirt and puts a cross down in typical Evil Dead fashion. And then, like, when the Army of Darkness, or like basically all the skeleton people come, then the Evil Ash awakens, and then like he tries to steal his girl Sheila. He's like, give me some sugar, baby. I mean, how you pick up a woman like that, hey, that's up to you back then in 1992, but that's just my opinion. And then they all come to attack, and then they got fire arrows, and they just start like shooting them, and then eventually they start breaking through, and then he's sitting there fighting them. like with swords and shit, and then lights Evil Ash on fire, and then he pulls out the Delta 88, and they like rebuild it somehow, and put like a bunch of wooden stuff on it, and I think that part's always been cool when he has like the propeller on the front of the car, and he's like chopping the shit out of them. But then he launches Evil Ash up in the air, and he blows up, and then you know, yeah, and then finally at the end of it, he had the book, and then he gets sent back to his own time and S-Smart. And I mean, I've always enjoyed the movie, and I enjoy it every time I watch it, so maybe you guys can too, or you've probably seen it if you're clicking on the review, but have a groovy day, and I'd give the movie a 8 out of 10. That's just my opinion, so have a good day.